what's up everybody? Today we're going to be doing something a bit different, a little bit weird. We're going to be doing a channel trailer for 2024. But instead of doing like a normal channel trailer, I figured I'd do a Q&A. So why not just go ahead and jump right into it? I am Antacidcoast 41, or Mr. Coast. I don't know, I still don't like the name. I'm trying to think of a name to call myself. But essentially, I'm a 21-year-old guy, and I'm having fun posting weird and stupid content on the internet. So, let's go ahead and jump right into the questions. What inspired you to start a YouTube channel? That has, depending on what way you twist the question, like, essentially, like, what initially inspired me to want to start a YouTube channel, or what kicked me over the edge to start the YouTube channel. Because there's two different answers for that. But I guess I can just answer both. So what inspired me to want to start a YouTube channel? Well, back in, I think, 2013. I can't be too sure. Because essentially it was when I moved. When I moved, I had a tablet, and I'd never used YouTube before. This is when I would have been 10 or 11. You know, people used YouTube all the time in the 2000s on, school computers, stuff like that. But my family never had internet. We had dial-up. Let me put it this way, because I tried to watch, this is the one instance I can remember, is I tried to watch Minecraft style, that Gangnam Style parody, when it like semi first came out, and I would sit there for 10 minutes and I'd get 5 seconds of a video. That's how bad my dial-up was. But roughly 2012 and 2013, I started immediately getting flooded, because now I had Wi-Fi, flooded with all this, oh, look at this, look at this, look at this on the internet. I was experiencing the entirety of the internet too late. But around the time is when I found, the people like Markiplier, Lord Minion 777, and oddly enough, not PewDiePie. But oh gosh, who was that one I saw back then? Oh shit. Now it's gonna nag on me that I can't remember the third channel that like really got me, but obviously you watch them and you're like, oh cool, they're playing video games and they're I can watch it. A couple years later from that, I'd say, I think it was guaranteed 2015 was when I first saw it, when I started watching it, and I'm like, I could do that. I could do that. I could do it. No, I can't. But that kind of always, from then on, it just kind of sparked I want to look into this. See, what do I need to be able to actually make content for YouTube? But basically it was always like an empty promise to myself. It was always like, oh, you're going to do it someday. You're going to do it someday. But never did I ever make any steps to do so. So that's what inspired me to want to start a YouTube channel. What officially got me to do it would be, I heard it was a way to, at the time I was heavily stressed. I was depressed and stuff like that. My work sucked. I was in like constant pain. I was depressed as all hell, and nothing I was doing was helping. And what had basically happened was, I always did the same thing that most teenage guys do, which is they play video games and they bullshit with friends to de-stress. It got to the point where that wasn't working anymore. I was getting more stressed out than I could de-stress. And it didn't feel good. But what kind of got me to start the YouTube channel was after all of that, I had gotten my first computer that could actually do anything. And I had heard that, doing something creative can help de-stress. And I thought, why not? Because at the time, because I had always talked about, like, once again, I've always wanted to do a YouTube channel. But at that time, when I was doing it, somewhere, my brother sent me a short of like, oh, if you were to start a YouTube channel, you got to do this. Because he thought I would like at least listening to it. And that kind of kicked it into gear. Where I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I have a computer that could actually handle doing this now. Why don't I just start it? Nothing's stopping me. And from then on, it just kind of spiraled into doing this. I started doing like, oh, how do I record my screen? How do I edit stuff down? And one download of OBS and using Windows Media Maker, I started producing videos. It's like some of my earlier ones sucked and took forever to make. But I ended up finding it really, really fun at the same time. Recording it, editing it, posting it, everything fun. So that kind of answers that question. Let's go ahead and jump forward to the next question. How did you come up with the name for your YouTube channel? Very basic. Xbox generated name. That's it. And I loved it. I saw that and I never changed it because, quite frankly, I couldn't really figure out how to customize my name. But after a while, it just kind of stuck with me. I really liked the name. I've added a little bit of things here and there, like the numbers and all that. But I really liked the name. So I just kind of stuck with it. So what type of content do you plan on creating in your... What type of content do you plan to create on your channel? As of right now, in the foreseeable close future, gaming content. That's mainly what I want to focus on. Obviously the miscellaneous, VR and stuff like that. But in the future, there are a lot of projects that I do that I wouldn't mind recording and editing down to show you guys. I even have equipment to do some of it. Like, I do have wireless microphones to strap onto your shirts and stuff. I do have a webcam to take outside and, do stuff. It's just one of those things of, I need to get everything around for those projects so I can actually make a worthwhile video out of it. So, as of right now, probably till 2025, most likely it's going to be gaming-oriented content. That's what it's mainly going to be for right now. But in the future, a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. Whether it be car, tractor, and I know it sounds weird. At some point, there's going to be some external content. Not to mention, I want to do, I really, really, really wanted to do stuff like urban exploration or ghost hunting. Stuff like that. It's always interested me, but I've never had the guts to go do it. But that's kind of in the way future. Once again, 2025 and beyond. As of right now, just gaming stuff. What challenges have you faced so far as a new YouTuber? The algorithm. If you are not consistent, if you are not tagged right, and if you do not engage in YouTube Shorts, you're screwed. Flat out. Starting doing YouTube Shorts, subscribers jumped an immense amount. And if you're not doing something that's relevant, like I noticed my 5 Nights at Freddy's content, which I do enjoy doing, but it is the one thing that seemed to snag on and get actually pushed to people. So that's kind of the challenges I faced as a new YouTuber. How do you stay motivated and consistent with uploading new content? Once again, I find this fun, like genuinely fun. So that helps, but how do I stay motivated and consistent with it? That's a little bit harder. The motivation just comes from I find it fun, and it keeps me on a consistent schedule. which is good for my brain because ADHD. A little bit of a hard question to answer, but essentially, my ADHD keeps me going so much that this is the one thing I can kind of sit down and do in one span. Like, I will record, edit, then post in one night, in one sitting. So it's kind of that, if that answers that question. What are your short-term and long-term goals for your YouTube channel? Short-term, create content and make it genuinely entertaining. There's a couple videos I'm proud of, but out of all of what I've posted, there's a handful that I'm proud of. As of right now, my short-term goal is just try to create good content. I don't want to create mindless, stupid shit. Like, for example, that Pop Goes video, I don't know how it's performing. I haven't checked the analytics on it yet. But I found it boring and very long. There were certain parts of it that's like, oh, that was a good choice. Oh, that was a good editing style. But I found it boring and numbing. It wasn't a good video, in my opinion. So I want to create better content now. But long term, once again, like I said before, there's a bunch of projects I have planned out in the future that I want to take off. And my long term will probably change once I'm a year out. But as of right now, that's I don't really have any long term goals. Get to the point where I'm eligible to make money off of ads, and pay for car insurance. That's my only long term goal right now. Aside from making better and better content, making more gaming videos that are enjoyable and genuinely entertaining. Have you experienced any memorable or funny moments while filming or editing your videos? Kind of. There was a set of videos, one for my channel, one for Ian's channel, that we had recorded. It was both of them were like a challenge and a tier list. His video was going to be, we're going to play Mario Kart 8. If you got hit with shells and stuff like that, we had progressively hotter and hotter sauces that we were going to do. And it sucked. It sucked to record. So, of course, with it being us, the camera corrupted the footage. The audio shifted from the video, thus making it unusable. So that was dud. And of course, I'm not going to post my end if he can't gain anything of it. So my soda tier list was a dud. We were drinking stuff like Mexican Coke, traditionally Southern drinks. That's what we were doing. So both of those videos kind of died, but we had fun doing them. That's probably one of the most memorable things I remember doing. The video you'll never get to see, but it was genuinely fun. So there's that. How do you leverage social media platforms to promote your YouTube channel and reach a wider audience? As of right now, I don't. I'm actually thinking about possibly starting Twitter, or X as it's now called. Possibly, I don't think I'm going to do Facebook, but mainly Twitter, possibly Instagram, and any other platform I could find. But as of right now, I think my main one is probably going to be like Twitter, because I notice a lot of people, use social media platforms to post like, hey, I'm going to go live, stuff like that. As of right now, I don't use social media to promote my channel. But once again, I do kind of want to, because I know it's like, it's the opposite of death by a thousand cuts, but it's like every little bit you could do to help will help. Even though it's a little thing, a certain amount of little things will be one big thing. So, there's that. But that's essentially my plan for social media and my channel. What was the most challenging part of creating your first video? Doing it. I'm one of those people, I'm quiet. Especially when I play games, I'm normally very silent. I'm focused. So when it came to doing my first video, I was like, how? How do I do this? How do I talk? How do I make this fun to watch? How does my talking make an effect on the video? in a positive direction. That was the most challenging part, is figuring out how to make my talking entertaining. And I still suck with it. Did you have any doubts or hesitations before filming your video? Of fucking course. Of course I had hesitation. I'm a very quiet dude. I had hesitations before even making the channel. That was one of the fucking biggest things that sucked, because the doubts I had were like, is this even going to be entertaining? Is this going to be any fun? Is this something I actually want to stick with doing in the future? You know, stuff like that. I'm happy that I broke past that, because I'm genuinely having a great time doing this, and I really want to do this. No matter if I never make it to the point where I'm making any, you know, if I'm even making pennies off of this, I still want to do this. I'm finding it that much fun. But it's one of those things of, before I could even do the first video, I had to find my reason, because it was basically a big ol' stone off of my chest. Because at the time, because one thing I'd heard is, don't ever post 1, post 5. Something so way if someone by chance goes back to your channel, they can up how much viewer you're getting, the algorithm will snag onto you and spread your content. So, my first upload was 5 videos. It took forever to do, but it was the first, you know, I posted 5. But when I did that, it was such a relief. You can't see it because I'm wearing the mask, but I'm smiling, because it was just such a point of where I'm like, I'm doing this. This is something I'm officially doing and getting done. You know, pride. That's all I have to say, is I'm proud that I started it, and that I was officially into doing something that I've thought about doing for literally a decade. How did you feel when you saw your first subscriber or positive comment? The amount. I'm a type of guy, literally haven't cried in any sense in like multiple years. Like at least 5 years to this day. That almost made me cry. How happy I was when I saw someone genuinely enjoyed my content enough to subscribe and want to be, you know, essentially notified of when I do more. I was so happy when I did this, and I got a genuine, because the first time I think I ever noticed was like 2 subscribers. Now I don't mean like 2 subscribers as a channel, because obviously I subscribe to myself. I have a second channel that I use personally that I've subscribed to myself. So I had 2 subscribers already starting. Then there was a friend of mine that knew I did this who subscribed. And when I genuinely got to, like, I think it was my 5th subscriber, was like, oh, I don't know who that is. I'm having people that I don't know genuinely subscribe to my content. And I felt light. I felt like I was walking on air. Because it was just like, I'm doing something someone likes. How? What goals did you set for yourself after uploading your first video? To stay consistent. At the start, I can't remember exactly what my schedule was. It wasn't set for my first time, it wasn't like every single day. I remember at a point, I did do genuinely every day of the week I uploaded something. And once again, this is me recording, me editing, me uploading. Nowadays, I've cut it down to Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, occasionally Wednesday. But the goal I set for myself was try to be consistent. Don't break your consistency, which I unfortunately did. And I'm paying the price for it. Now I don't want to do that again. So, the goal I set was do this. Don't break your consistency. Always do this. Just like that. Are you currently working or studying in addition to YouTube? Yes, I am currently working a part-time, or not a part-time, a full-time job. Currently, I don't want to disclose what that is. Okay, and that is all the questions I kind of have time for today. if you have any more questions you'd like me to answer, go ahead and post some in the comments. I will try to reply to your questions. But yeah, I figured I'd do this to give like a, so you know who you're subscribing to. Whether or not I answered these questions efficiently, I highly doubt. I highly doubt, because I feel like the answers I've given have kind of just been ramblings. So, yeah. But that's me. I figured I'd just let you know stuff about me. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.